Oh my God, everyone, I am so sorry. Somehow I ended the last feed. I am so sorry. I'm so silly. Let me see something. All righty now. Can you guys hear me? There we go. Right now, can you guys hear me? Okay, you guys can hear me just fine. I actually don't know what is the glitch in this world. Hi, Wellness. Hi, Angela. So let's start with Minnie Evans again. There's my green animal. Now, that animal, he's in the Garden of Eden. Look at that animal, guys. God has him there, but he hasn't put him on earth so man can see him, explained elderly artist Minnie Evans of a green creature in one of her paintings. Look up Minnie Evans. She has, oh, it's beautiful. Green is God's theme color. Did anybody know that? Why didn't we, oh my God, why didn't we know that green is God's, oh my God. Now that animal, green is God's theme color. He showed me that animal. I wasn't old enough to go to school. He was on that ring around the moon. There were three of them, one real large and a medium size and a small. And I was playing out in the street, and the moon was backed up here, shining, and it drew my attention. Children said, Minnie, what are you looking at? I said, I'm looking at those elephants. And they came and looked up too and said, we don't see no elephants. I thought everybody could see them. One of the little children jumped up and hollered and fell down and laughed. Minnie's crazy. She sees elephants going around the moon, but they was going round that moon. I haven't seen another circle as bright as that in all my life. It was just as bright as the moon. On hearing the other children laughing at her daughter, Minnie's mother summoned her home. Let that child alone. Leave her alone, said a neighbor, interrupting the mother's reprimanding. God has shown her something He hasn't shown to you or me or nobody else. In the documentary film of the painter's life, produced by Alley Light. All right, let me look that up now, guys. Hold on a second. Minnie Evans documentary. Minnie Evans documentary. Spelled that wrong. The angel that stands by me, Minnie Evans Bottle Chapel. The angel that stands by me. Looks like it's on YouTube, guys. I'll post it in the feed and you can screenshot it. Visions of Paradise, Contemporary Folk Artists of the United States. Minnie Evans. Wow. All right, guys, I will share this with you. I can't wait to watch this later. Minnie Evans. Artist. Documentary. Paste. That sounds, if you go to my YouTube channel, that's the highlighted. So if you want to screenshot it, but if you go to my YouTube channel, I'll make sure I put it in the comments, or it's in the comments right now, on YouTube, not on StreamYard, but if you go to YouTube, you can click on it right now. In the documentary film of the painter's life produced by Alley Light and Urvi Saraf, the artist declared that dreams never let her rest much from childhood on. She was always tired in the morning. At 13 came another series of dreams. Who has dreams that prevent you from sleeping? That's another common problem with children. So you really got to watch your kids, right? And you really have to listen to them, and you really have to know and get them to respect that sleep is mandated. And this is why sleep is mandated, because there's a fine line between psychic ability and going crazy. So you gotta find a way to get your children to sleep, even if you have to give them, a child's version of melatonin. Do what it takes, because you need a sound mind for psychic children. Again, these are real problems that occur. On hearing it, okay. Just want to write this down. Okay. I just want to highlight. The artist declared that dreams never let her rest from her childhood on. She was almost always tired in the morning. This is so common, guys. At 13 came another series of dreams. It was an old man startled me. They wouldn't try to hurt me, but they would throw me up. There were 5 or 6 of them, dressed up like old prophets. They would catch me as soon as I doze off to sleep. They would take me, carry me down the street, push me down. Some catch me, keep me from hitting the ground, throw me up, just laughing and going on till I was just tormented. But they wouldn't try to hurt me. For 3 different times, they had me down to the soldiers' cemetery. I have woke up more times in that cemetery. Oh, child. Someone called Minnie's name all day long when she stayed at her grandmother's house down the street from the cemetery. Again, does anyone, again, I think we're learning a lot, so forgive me if I keep pausing. I think it's important to pause and discuss things. Does anyone have that experience where someone is calling your name, but no one's calling your name? Right? So, what my mom taught me was to say immediately, I'm not ready. Not ready. Because you never know what spirit is there. Is it a good spirit? Is it a bad spirit? Children can't tell the difference. If they're calling your name out, just say, not ready. The other thing I wanted to point out, which I would pray that she had conversations with her parents about these spirits that would take her in her dream. If you guys remember, Ezra had the same problem. And I had to teach Ezra. The answer is no. You have the power in your dreams to say no. So learn that that's an exercise that you can control your dreams, be it real or not in your dream world. So let's say you're dreaming and spirit comes in and wants to astral travel with you, but you know astral travel is beginning to bother you. You might have did it at first, but now the more you did do it, the more anxiety you're getting. Then you have to say, I'm not traveling. No, thank you. Also, it's always important before anything, if spiritual energy comes into your waking uh, environment or your sleep environment, you always have to say, you must be of God. If not, get out. And they have to exit. So you have to trust that the power of words is palpable. You must be of God or get out. Now, when you're dreaming, you do forget because it's such a exciting place to be in a dream state. But try to remember before you go to bed, I control my dreams. When I go to sleep tonight, I control myself. And you can say before you go to bed, you must be of God or get out. The other thing that you can direct before you go to bed and then in your dream is to say, I don't want this. I don't want you throwing me up. I realize you're not hurting me, but you're hurting me when I wake up and I can't function. I don't want this experience. So stop coming. I need to sleep. I've had to say that to my spiritual energies. And I've been a single parent for years, and energies used to come in my house and make noise and drop things, and little mischievous things would take my keys and make it disappear and reappear at the spot that I knew I put it. Like, this is all real spiritual stuff in a crazy world, right? And so one day I had to have a conversation, and I said, I realize you guys love me. Like, I get it, but if you make noise, I can't tell if it's a bad guy. So you keep startling me out of my sleep, and I don't like that. So stop. When you come into my house, be respectful and sit down and enjoy each other's company, but do not disturb me. I need to know that you guys are here making sure I'm sleeping, right? And the other thing I had to do over the years, I know this all sounds crazy, right? It's a true story. The other thing I had to do over the years was stop them from coming in my bedroom. They would come in my bedroom, sit on my bed. I feel the indent in my bed. They would lay with me. I feel them hugging me. I feel them touching my face. And it's like, I get it, guys. Like, I get love. But even that disrupts me. So this is your rule, and it's gonna stand. You all are invited. You all stay in my living room. You are no longer past the threshold of my bedroom. You all are watching over my house and watching over me. I love you and thank you. Party hard, talk to each other, but under no circumstances do you make a noise or drop anything. And I haven't done it here yet, but it's nice to leave an offering: food, cake, a glass of wine. The, your ancestors love liquor. I'm telling you, if you Caribbean, they love rum. Leave some rum out for them. Um, Water, they love water. I don't know why, but they do. Coffee, oh my God, leave your ancestors a cup of coffee. They love that shit. I can't necessarily put food out because, man, them ants come, and I'm not sharing ants and food with my ancestors. I really don't know how to get food to them. And I don't know because I'm human, right? So I'm thinking, I saw in a supermarket where you can get one of those covering things, like cake covering things. And I'm like, wow, if I put the food out, can it get through the cake? Because in my mind, I'm human. I'm not thinking that they can all get in. So now I'm talking with you. I'll figure it out because you guys just helped me. All right, whatever. I'll leave food out for you, ancestors. Let me see what everybody is saying. Hi, Colton. Yes, the body heals itself when it sleeps. Thank you, Angela. She said she woke up in a cemetery. Is that what sleepwalking is? Well, actually, she didn't qualify. I don't know if she meant literally waking up in a cemetery or figuratively. Was her dreams is where she woke up in a cemetery. So I'm not sure. Wellness says, I used to astral travel a lot as a teen. Oh my goodness. Wow. I was so depressed, but couldn't wait to sleep to travel. I also learned on my own to pray whenever I had scary dreams. Yes, yes. I cannot wait to eat, guys. I have not eaten. I have no crackers. It's okay. All right. I have no meat also. I'm not doing bread for Lent. It's just a bet I had with one of these elderly women. And I'm actually happy that I, I'm giving myself 40 days of no bread. Like, I actually hate bread, but it's an addiction for me, bread is. And so, mm, trying to think, I have no crackers. And so, meat has been a real problem for me lately. Like, what type of meat to eat? And I'm not like excited to eat meat anymore. And yet, I always feel like I should have a little piece of meat. Oh, I got salmon here. Oh, okay. Wait, now I don't want to eat that for breakfast, though. I'll eat the salmon for dinner. I don't want to eat salmon for breakfast. That doesn't make sense. All right. I'll just eat some egg and cheese when I get off of here. I'll be fine. I'm trying to convince myself, guys, that I will be fine. All right. Someone called Minnie's name all day long whenever she stayed at her grandmother's house across the street from a cemetery. I said, listen, somebody's calling me. And every time my grandmother said, don't answer, don't answer. That's so funny. Remember, my mom said to say, not ready. She was afraid, she said, you're fixing to go to the boneyards, the cemetery, she would call it. Oh, the boneyards. Oh, that's so funny. She say, if you hear them calling, don't answer. Just come and say, Mama, did you call me? I had to break myself off from answering because they called me so much. Oh, what a miserable life I had to be a child. I wasn't nothing but a child. Born in North Carolina in 1883, Minnie Evans began painting and drawing in 1935. The animals going around the moon, which she saw in that childhood vision, are among the subjects of her art. Oh, really? Just looking it up, sweetie. Tree, Minnie Evans, more images. Oh, she's got a tree of life here too. Hmm. Well, she was such a cutie pie. Trying to see the animals going around the moon. Hmm. Is it? I don't see it. Man, these look like tarot cards if you ask me. They are beautiful. You see the animals, images, tree of life. I want to see the one where she says the animals going around the moon. If I find it, guys, I'll show you guys next week. Very indigenous art pieces. Looks like from India, actually. So pretty. Oh, she was an amazing artist. Huh. Her colors are so vibrant. If they're not vibrant, she does a lot with green. So interesting. Oh my God, what is this? You could tell she was a psychic kid because this is eclectic. This is out of world art. What in the hell? Interesting. All right, I'll figure out if I can find the animals going around the world art. Going around the moon art piece. Let me see if I can find it one more time. It's probably in my face, but her work is so eclectic I can't see it for what it is. Animals going around the moon. All right. I wonder if there's a book of all her art pieces. She's been in some of the most. Oh, oh wow, oh wow, oh wow. This is so beautiful. Oh, she used to make a lot of white faces, but there's a black face here. That is fascinating. Yeah, that's what it is. She has this Egyptian flair. I said Mexican, but it looks Egyptian. Oh my God, I'm so fascinated by this woman. There might be a book here, Painting Dreams, Minnie Evans. You might be able to find it on Amazon, guys. Oh, you know what her paintings look like if you look it up? It looks like a kaleidoscope. Who loved the kaleidoscope images when you were a kid? That's what her paintings look like, kaleidoscopes. I'm in love with this woman. All right. Born in North Carolina, 1883, Minnie Evans began painting and drawing in 1935. The animals going around the moon, which she saw in that childhood vision, are amongst, let me see, the subject of her artwork. I was between 12 and 13. Between 13 and 14, I saw the very first plane. I didn't know what it was. I was in such I was in such an awful fix. So much of dream. I dreamt those great big. I didn't know what to call them. I called on my mother. There's some big white iron bird flying over our heads, she said. What kind of crazy thing is that? I didn't know the big iron birds, and they're making a lot of funny sound flying over me. But they were flying over and dropping fire, and I was running along with the people. The street was full of people, and they was howling and screaming, talking about this war. Since her mother didn't understand, Winnie went to her grandmother about the dream. I said, Mama, what is it? What kind of thing is that? She said, Minnie, something or other God has for you. Later in the new century, when airplanes were invented and came into wide use in warfare, many then recognized what kind of thing she had foreseen. in her prophetic dreams. Wow. Let me see what everybody's saying. Creative Soul says, I saw some of her art at a gallery many years ago. She's all over. Famous galleries, yes. Angela goes, rethinking the double-sided tape thing is cruel. Gotta check myself. What is that? The double. Oh, wait. Angela, put double-sided tape on legs of altar to prevent ants to getting to food. Oh, yeah, I get you. Rethinking the double-sided tape thing is cruel. Gotta check myself. Thank you for that, Angela. Yeah, I have a huge problem with ants here. Um, the way to not have a problem with ants is you don't leave a crumb out. Not don't ever make a mistake when you live in ant territory. Do not leave a crumb out. Don't drop a crumb on the floor. I gotta mop my floors before I go to bed because I eat in my living room. I gotta make sure my counters are nice and clean. If I do that, I do not have ants, right? But this is ant territory. So sometimes ants come with no rhyme or reason. And so you're right to put the tape down for like the ancestors would have a damn fit. They'll be like, my brother's there, meaning, can you reincarnate into an insect or animal, which I do believe you can. So, yeah. But thank you for checking on yourself. I love that. Good for you, Angela. All right. Okay. So I love Minnie. I'm gonna do some research on Minnie. I love her. Her artwork is eclectic. So maybe next week I'll show y'all a plethora of her pictures. And I say maybe because these last 5 weeks have been a lot. And even my son came back in these last 5 weeks. So it's just been like, whoa, everybody slow down. And then my neighbors, they're like fighting over me. And I'm like, yo, just one body. I can't split myself up. So I say maybe for you guys to give me grace. Um, because if I forget, I do want to say it's possible that I could forget. So, but I'll try not to forget now that I just made a big deal about forgetting. I'll try not to forget. All right. Next story, I believe this is Iona. This is Iona. These stories are fascinating. In a revelation, when she was 12, she was shown her gifts by the Lord. Whether awake or asleep, she would have visions. Spirits would come to talk with her. She would sense and know the dispositions and thoughts of other people and absorb their pains. And she would receive empowerment to heal through pain. Heal. Okay, hold on. I'm starting to stutter. Let me read that over again. Just highlighting. She would sense and know the dispositions and thoughts of other people and absorb their pain. She would receive empowerment to heal others through prayer. So, I get exhausted sometimes trying to explain things, but I do want you guys to understand that I know you might be hearing this for the first time. So, I need to have patience. People who have empathy and can feel the thoughts or pain of others, I want to say to you, mind your goddamn business. Mind your business. What you see and feel and hear is a gift. But crying in the same pain of someone that you tapped into is disrespectful. I can feel the pain. No, stop. Stop feeling other people's pain. Push back out immediately when you go into the empathetic place of, I can feel everything. Stop and push back out healing prayers. Whatever you're feeling is not pretty. So imagine what they're really going through. Rather than take the energy from them and hold on to it and make yourself sick, because that's what you're going to wind up doing, is making yourself sick. Push the energy back with prayer. I pray that your heart heals. And you could say it inside your head. You don't have to say it to the person. I pray that your heart heals from the pain that I am feeling. If this is what you're going through, I pray that your problems get solved by God our Father. I say this prayer in Jesus' name. Amen, amen, Ashe. Do you see how you can begin to not take control over somebody else's pain in life when you cannot fix it? So when you walk around telling people how much you feel, you're doing yourself a disservice and you're not using your gifts appropriately. You're gifted, you're not using it well. All right? You're giving yourself a mental headspace that's driving you crazy. You're feeling their pain. So you're going to get, they'll heal anyway, right? Because they've got their own prayers to do, right? So don't think that what they are going through, they're not going to solve their own problems, right? But you don't realize that you're stepping into God's plan. So pull out, when you feel that, pull out, offer prayer. Now, what I like to do when I was younger, right? Now I don't invest in stepping into anyone's soul because now I do readings for a living. So people come to me with their pain and their words, right? But whenever I would be in a space where I could read someone's energy and I could see how sad they were, I turned the gift around to see if I can 100% figure out what they're going through. So I would see if it was a relationship issue, a mother-daughter issue, a baby issue. I would sit there. The minute I locked in on somebody's energy, I would close my eyes because I would be in a subway. This is years ago. I would close my eyes and I would say to God, show me. Show me what they're going through. And I would get these visions, not knowing if I was right or wrong, because I can't ask the person, but I would get these visions. And as I would get these visions, I would be like, God, heal her heart, heal the child, heal the relationship, take her pain away, allow her to understand why she's going through this without the heaviness of the pain, or something like that. Who knows what I used to do? But I'm inviting you all not to use your empathetic gifts and absorb it. That is the closest way to get gray hair and to die early. Don't do it. Nope. All right. Iona admits she felt unready to be entrusted with the gifts. As one of 12 children, Lord have mercy, these people used to have 12 and 15, 11 children. Mm-mm-mm. As one of 12 children being raised by a widowed father, too much of her was needed in physical world living. Then, on an afternoon when she was quieter than usual, the Lord began to prepare her. Iona tells that he gave her immediate understanding of the Bible. And when her father perceived her sharp comprehension, he assigned her to read the Bible to him every Sunday. In adulthood, she had accepted her gifts. They are as she was shown in Revelations. She used them to counsel and to be of service in her community. A member of the Praise the Lord Foundation, she visits prisons where she lectures and teaches. She prays with the inmates and instructs them in the scriptures. Born in Louisiana, Iona White has lived in Richmond, California for almost 3 decades. Wow. All right, guys, I'm going to stop here. I have a busy day of readings today. And so I want to thank you guys. I want to bless you guys today and always. Open up to your psychic gifts, your psychic abilities. We all have it. Your spiritual gifts, your spiritual abilities. And I want to open you all up to not being confused. Your gifts are designed for you specifically. Enjoy them, develop them, work on them. Read books. All right? If you're having astral travel, read a book on astral traveling, what it is, how to work it, how to stop it, how to develop it. Just don't be fearful and love your space today with your gifts. There's only you, and there's no one better than you. Designed perfectly, imperfectly by God. All right, guys. I love you so much. Oh, I will be back on later. I'm going to try a new series of sorts, so I hope it works out, guys. So I'll see you guys in a few hours after I get some work done. Love you guys. Take it easy. Bye. Let me see. California again. That's so funny, Angela. One more story, and then we on to the chapter 2. Really? Hold on. Angela helps me. Let me see, sweetie. Oh, one more story. Let's go on to chapter 2. Oh, one more story? Oh, I would love to begin chapter 2 next week. Okay. Angela, you're amazing. Thank you so much. One last story. Let me see who it looks like it's April. Looks like her name is April. April King. Thank you, Angela. I remember the first time I turned Queen of the Morning at Disneyland. The first time I wanted to be queen, and they came over. It was like I made them, had them do it because they just came over and made me go up there. I wanted to go and they picked me. Then I did it another time, confessed April King in 1985. I had a dream about a queen that pulled a sword out of a stone, and that was with Merlin. That was the night before we went to Disneyland. The next day, I was queen of the morning. Her mother had noticed that whenever people with cameras are around, April manages to get her picture taken. Well, it's like I think that they will do it and I want them to, and then in a little while they turn the camera around and they do it, explains the little girl. April is accurate a lot of the time. Whenever she has a hunch, I definitely pay attention, remarks the mother, Lori King, who herself is psychic and hostess of a metaphysical radio program. What? There used to be a metaphysical radio program back in the 80s. Even before the child was 2 years old, her mother was led to act on the young one's precognitions. For Lori, the mom, a particular innocent of that period stands out. The family was then living in San Francisco. Here we go again with California, guys. And Lori was still married to April's father. April kept going to our front door and banging on it and saying, "Mama, go see Granddad. Get the car. Go now." I called my husband at work and told him that we were driving to Bakersfield. He got there, and within 3 days, my father was in a hospital for bypass surgery. I felt if we hadn't been there to help him to get to the hospital, he might not have made it. April was really in touch with him, even though she didn't know him well at that point. Since she was 3 months old, April has been reading what? Since she was 3 months old, April had been reading cards. What? At 13 months, she acquired the first deck of a regular playing cards for her independent readings. Did you guys know you could do readings on regular playing cards? Her technique was to examine the deck, pass her hands over each card, then select one or two cards and point them towards a person in the room. She has read at psychic fairs with her mother. Through her accuracy, she has gained her own small following. A crystal marble is always part of her readings when she looks in it. She sees pictures. Have you guys ever tried looking at your crystals and seeing if you could see in it? It takes a little bit of practice, but you can do it. Images can be shown to you. Described by her mother as an open child, April had been especially vulnerable to influences of negative spirit entities. Oh, Lord. The period between ages 3 and 4 was a critical time for her to handle the psychic turmoil which threatened to encompass April. Lori took her to a spiritual teacher. They would have sessions with the teacher, Miss Hananda, and at other times he would appear in spirit to help April handle the entities harassing her. See, that's the part I hate about the spiritual world. April's great-grandmother, a discarnate being, has been vigilantly present in her life. She appeared during the child's birth and shows up on occasion very visibly, manifesting as she appeared in life. A short, dark-complexioned woman of pure African lineage, She consistently is present when April is sick and gives Lori instructions and fusses at her about the care of the child. Aware of her paternal great grandmother, April, April talks with her in dreams. At times, they astral travel together. One time, my mother was sick in the afternoon. I touched her, and she felt better for a while. The next day, I touched her, and she was completely fine. By touching, April has helped her mother and several animals feel better. Participating in a psychic fair at 6 years old, April sold aura drawings she created, her mother reports. Born in May 1980, April King lives with her mother in Bakersfield, California, where she attends a Quaker school. In response to a question about what she thought she was here to do in life, April replied, to be a doctor and to help people get well. She also thought of becoming an actress or a practicing psychic. The mother-daughter relationship between Lori and April is older than the present lifetime. Once the child asked the mother, who is the mother and who is the daughter this time? Oh, this is jam-packed with a lot of stuff. So I'm going to start at the bottom. The funny thing is about our family members, our moms, our siblings, is that when we die and we come back in the same family structure. We might change places. So if it's like if I pass, I could come back as my son's daughter, right? I could come back and my mother that I knew in this life could be my daughter, especially if they have things to heal. Like you can't come back um, unhealed. You have to come back with the willingness to heal. And so I could come back. I don't want to come back, but I don't really want to come back, spirit. But I could come back and I could birth my own mother so that she can have another chance at getting it right. This is an example. Um, you could be husband and wife in this life and then birth your wife in another life. So I like the last part where she says, once the child asks the mother, who is the mother and who is the daughter this time? So she was fully aware they had done this again and again. I like the part where she has crystal marble as a part of her readings when she looks in it and she sees pictures. I like the part about Disneyland where she's like, I'm going to go and I'm going to be the queen. And then she was the queen. When I was a kid, we used to have, uh, 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 it's the spring equinox. In any case, I can't remember. It's something very Celtic. In any case, my my school did ring around the pole where you have all these colorful strings and everybody dances around the pole and you whatever. In any case, I was in fourth grade and I remember looking and I remember saying I wanted to be my grade because only one grade gets chosen and it's always the fifth grade. And I said, I want it to be my grade. I want to do that. The maypole, that's what it was, the maypole. And I said, I want to do that. I want to do that. Sure enough, out of all the fifth grade classes, which it might have been 7 or 8 classes, my fifth grade class was chosen. Wow. So I get this when she was like, I'm going to be queen. I'm going to do it. And boom, she was queen twice. Oh, you know, I'm a little curious about that. I'm not denying it, but I'm wondering if the girl was like playing with the cards or kissing the cards or putting the cards in her mouth. I'm really curious as to what that was about. April was doing card readings at 3 months old. It's too funny, but not my story to tell. So I'm just going to believe it for the face value that it's given to me. But that's a lot. I love how the African great grandmother keeps showing up. Oh, yes. I absolutely love that too. And thank you, Wellness. Yes, it's the maypole. All right, guys, I better get up out of here. I need to zen for my next reading, but I also need to eat. I love you guys. And thank you, Angela. Next week, we're going to talk about chapter 2, the medium's way. That's going to be good because I don't know how many of you all are mediums. So we're going to focus on mediumship. I love you guys. Take it easy. Bye. Call me. Call me for your own personal reading. If you like today, give me a thumbs up. I would appreciate it. If you would like a reading today, 213-458-7408. All right? I love you guys. Take it easy. Bye.
Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live. Go to Tracy Brown Live.